Like and subscribe on the way in the door, people. Today, we're going to talk about this. Apparently, recently, Dennis Rodman made some comments basically saying that he thought Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen would eventually get over this feud, saying that, that basically there was no kind of animosity back during the Bulls' playing days. He never saw them feuding during this time in the 90s. You know, they were always hanging out together, playing golf together, traveling together. And, basically saying it's just a lot of things that's happened over the last couple of years. So I think Scottie's a little bitter and Michael's more laid back. It's like, okay, like whatever, but they're going to work it out. That's what Dennis Rodman has to say about this. And of course, Stephen A. went on to say that, I know Michael Jordan and this is absolutely irreparable. Basically, all the things that Scottie has come out saying lately has caused irreparable damage to their friendship. And if I'm giving my honest opinion about it, I agree. I would be done with Scottie too. There would be nothing he could do, especially, given what seems to be the ultimate cause, at least while Michael Jordan says it can't be repaired. The ultimate cause seems to be the fact that, when Michael Jordan's father passed, Scottie didn't offer him condolences, and Michael Jordan didn't find out until Scottie's book came out that apparently this was on purpose. Scottie Pippen purposely did not give Michael Jordan condolences because apparently there was already some animosity there, and that is not surprising. Like I said, in my eyes, this is definitely, I can understand why Michael Jordan would never forgive him for that. And, me, myself, I would never forgive him. I think we can all remember seeing The Last Dance, and there's a scene on The Last Dance, that I think we have all seen this scene before, but never heard the audio. They've showed this scene or this clip of Michael several times in different sports shows and different pieces about Michael. And that is the one where he's laying on the floor in the locker room after Chicago had just won in 96. After that great season and them beating the Seattle Supersonics for the finals in 96. And we all know that was an emotional championship for Jordan because that was the first one where his father was not there for the championship. And if you remember them interviewing him right after the game, he kind of almost breaks down, talking about it, being Father's Day and whatnot. And again, his father not there to see it. And then, it's the scene with him in the locker room after the game, and he's laying on the floor. And like I said, they've shown this scene many times. However, in The Last Dance, they actually played the audio. And to hear MJ sobbing like that was, to me, it was a very powerful moment for a lot of reasons. I think it showed the humanity of MJ. For those of us who grew up and had fathers in our lives, most of us know that to see your father cry is a rare occasion. So if it happens, it really hits you differently because, if you see your father crying, that something has to really be something has to really be wrong. And so to hear that audio of Michael Jordan laying on the floor, sobbing about his father, I think it let us see the humanity of Jordan, but it also let us know how deeply he was a fan. I'm not to interrupt this with this, but fanboys, next time you guys want to keep on making this assumption that he just took a break that had nothing to do with his father passing, go look at that clip of Michael Jordan sobbing on the locker room floor in The Last Dance. Again, because his father wasn't there to experience his first championship without his father. Like I said, I agree with this being an irreparable thing. But, a lot of people think that this beef from Scottie is just recent. But I tend to think that this is really, that's been something underneath the surface pretty much the whole time. I really believe that. I really believe that, Scottie is one of the worst kind of friends. And what I mean by that is Scottie is the kind of friend who, as long as you guys are hanging out together and he gets to reap the benefits of your celebrity, he gets to reap the benefits of the work you do. He gets to reap some of the praise that leaks onto him from people praising you. Scott is the kind of person, he's cool, and he's gonna keep that animosity buried. But what I think happened, when they were together as the Bulls, even though Michael Jordan got the majority of the praise, the Bulls as a team were praised. Like the Chicago Bulls as a team were celebrities because of Michael Jordan. So anybody a part of that team, received praise, received some of that celebrity that spilled over from being on a team with Michael Jordan, from being on a team that was successful, from being on a team that ultimately went 6-0. From being on, the team with the greatest player to ever play the game. But what I think happened is once the Chicago Bulls were over, and once Scottie could no longer feel that praise and adulation that comes from being a part of that team. Now everybody's separate, everybody's living separate lives, and Michael Jordan is still Michael Jordan. And Michael Jordan is still talked about consistently. He's the greatest player in the game. Michael Jordan is still the player who, anytime someone new comes into the league, is he the next Michael Jordan? How is he going to measure up to Michael Jordan? Like Michael Jordan is, still one of the most popular athletes in the world, and will forever be, like Muhammad Ali or people like that, Babe Ruth, Wayne Gretzky. Even though Jordan reached the level of fame, I would say past all of those guys, except for maybe Muhammad Ali, but then again, that was a different day and age that Muhammad Ali came up. So, But yeah, so Scottie now is living life after the Chicago Bulls, and I think that bitterness slowly started to come to the surface. I think The Last Dance was the breaking point of something that had been brewing the whole time. I mean, even before The Last Dance, you would see Scottie giving some ridiculous takes on some of these sports shows. A lot of times to me, and y'all let me know what you think in the comments about this. A lot of times to me, it would look like Scottie Pippen didn't want to quite give Michael Jordan his full credit. He would say stuff like, oh, well, Michael was never asked to do what LeBron James was asked to do. He was kind of buying into some of these same narratives about LeBron that's promoted throughout the media. LeBron may be the best all around player. Michael, he was a scorer. To me, Scottie just said a lot of stuff to where he was trying to walk that line. And so, yeah, I think all of this stuff was brewing underneath the surface. And like I said, I think when the Chicago Bulls team broke up and everybody had to go back to their individual lives, that's when this stuff really kind of started, bubbling, and over the years bubbling, Now people are not talking as much about the Bulls, but they're talking more about Michael Jordan, because Michael Jordan is viewed by the GOAT as a majority. And now Scottie Pippen doesn't get to receive that same praise that he got to receive because he was directly next to Michael Jordan. And so I think when The Last Dance came out and and they bought up the whole thing about Scottie Pippen refusing to go in the game, which was a punk move. Let's be honest about that. He refused to go in the game. And so I think that is what caused them showing that is what caused him, kind of tip the scales to where he just lost it. But even in the documentary, Scottie says, not just that, but then they also talked about him waiting to receive that surgery. And even in the documentary, Scottie says that if he had to do it again, he would have did it the same way, which to me, is so many things wrong with that statement. It's like, so at that point, to me, it's like, Scottie, either stand behind what you did and you shouldn't be upset that they showed it, or you should have said, hey, if I had a chance to do it over again, I would have done it a different way. But you can't have it both ways. Scottie Pippen fits the LeBron fanboy image very well. He fits those characteristics very well. It's like, you can't have it both ways. It's like, if you're going to say that, hey, I would do it the same way over again, then you should be perfectly fine with the fact that they showed it on TV. Not to mention, to me, Scottie got enough praise on that documentary. Like, showing where he started from, showing how he was an underdog in college, and, and what he became in the NBA. To me, is a great story. I feel like they showed negative things on Michael too. But the fact of the matter is what Scottie cannot get over is that he is not Michael Jordan. And I think on some level, Scottie is lying to himself by telling himself that he could have been like Michael Jordan, basically if he had just been given a chance. Because I remember he made some statement about, he never won Defensive Player of the Year because he was playing alongside Michael. So, something to that effect. But my thing is like this. Scottie, let me say this. Whatever excuse you want to make of why you didn't become Michael Jordan, here's the difference. Is you were sitting here making excuses talking about if this and if that. Michael Jordan came in and took what was his. That's the difference. He came in, nobody was going to deny him. Not you, not anybody else on that team, because he was a competitor like that. Like, if you were the real competitor that Michael Jordan was, if you were really capable of being like Michael Jordan, nobody would have been able to stop you from doing it. Not even Michael Jordan himself. Because you would have proved that you were the better player, and then things would have turned in your favor. But however, like, you're not that guy. You fit perfectly into the LeBron James fanboy camp. You, LeBron, and Isaiah Thomas need to all go start some sort of club for excuse makers. Like, you walking around trying to recreate the narrative of something that, again, just like Isaiah Thomas, people were alive to watch what happened. Scottie, you can't rewrite that. You can say what you want, but at the end of the day, you just making yourself look worse and worse. Same with Isaiah Thomas. It's like, no matter what either of you guys say, the Chicago Bulls are still 6-0. Michael Jordan still has 6 Finals MVPs. Michael Jordan is still the greatest reason why they won the championships. Not the only reason, but the biggest reason why they won the championships. And Michael Jordan is still viewed as the GOAT by the majority of people and players. That's a fact that none of your post-Chicago Bulls narratives can never change, Scottie. You just got to accept it. Just like Isaiah Thomas has to accept it, just like LeBron James has to accept it, and just like LeBron James fanboys have to accept it. Michael Jordan is the GOAT, according to most people. That's the way it is. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments about Dennis Rodman saying that he think Michael and Scottie will eventually repair things. Do you guys think that is true? Do you guys think that should be true? If it was you, would you be able to forgive someone who you thought was a true friend and then found out that bitterness has been there all along because they didn't want to give you condolences when one of your parents had passed? Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. You all have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. All right.